Attaway. I remember from last year. That's awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Washington Terrace City Council. This Tuesday, November 4th, we welcome each and every one of you. We are also on Washington Terrace YouTube channel, so we welcome those that are watching online tonight. You may notice that we have a few more people than we normally have in the audience, so just a couple more. And so we welcome you online, but especially those that are present tonight, we welcome you. We're going to get started on our meeting so we can get to the business portion of our meeting. We have a little tiny presentation we'd like to award a little bit later on. So let's get started. Item number 1 on our agenda tonight, we had a work session at 5 o'clock. We went over recreation programs, reviews, and fiscal impacts. Carlos did a fantastic job. I think you all know Carlos. He does a super job. There he is, right in the back. Carlos, come on. Come on, there you are. Carlos has done a fantastic job, right, Randy? Yeah, yeah, we know. So we did have that work session. So we had that for about an hour, learned a lot from Carlos, and so things are looking great. Item number 2 is our roll call. Amy?
Mayor Allen?
Here.
Councilmember Christiansen?
Here.
Councilmember Zishan?
Here.
Councilmember Parkinson?
Here.
Councilmember West?
Here.
Councilmember Thomas?
Here.
Okay, thank you, Council, for all being here tonight. We appreciate your attendance. Item number 3 is our Pledge of Allegiance. If you'll all rise and repeat the pledge with me, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all for that Pledge of Allegiance. I heard some young voices out there. I love it. So thank you very much. Again, I welcome you all, and I'm glad you're here tonight. We're going to move right into our consent items tonight. Item 5.1 is the approval of tonight's agenda and also the approval of October 21st, 2025 council meeting minutes. Council, any changes or corrections to those minutes? Staff, any changes to the agenda? Seeing none, anyone opposed to the approval of those 2 items? We'll approve those by general consent. Thank you very much. We have item 6 on tonight's agenda. We're going to try a little civics lesson. We're going to go through and do a little business right here before we make our little presentation. So many of you haven't had a chance to be to too many council meetings, but maybe kind of watch how things are done here for the first little while. It won't take too long. But most of you were here last year, so I guess you have been to at least one city council meeting before. But we'll teach you just a little something tonight, maybe get you excited, and in 20 years, maybe you can sit up here, right? Take our place. Yeah, come on, yeah. Look, no way. No way. All right, item number 6 tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is a special order. Tonight's special order is a public hearing. Tonight's public hearing, Community Development Block Grant, or CDBG. First public hearing to consider potential projects for which funding may be applied under the Community Development Block Grant Small Cities Program for program year 2026. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to read a little thing here that's from the Community Development Block Grant Program that I'm required to read by federal law as we apply for these grants. And we'll go down just a few little items that we have received grant money on. Can we do that? Can we say that? I've got to be real careful. We've got to.
Received in the past, yes.
Yeah, okay. You got to be really careful on some of these federal grants. Now open the first public hearing for the CDBG program. The purpose of the public hearing is to provide citizens with pertinent information about the Community Development Block Grant Program and allow for discussion of possible applications for the 2026 funding cycle. The grant money must be spent on projects benefiting primarily low and moderate income families. The Wasatch Front Regional Council, in which Washington Terrace is a member, is expected to receive approximately $6.198 million in 2026 in this new program year. All eligible activities that can be accomplished under this program are identified in the CDBG application policies and procedures manual, and interested persons can review it at any time. Some examples of eligible activities of projects to be considered are construction of public works buildings, facilities, water and sewer lines, fire stations, acquisition of real property, provisions of public services such as food banks or homeless shelters. In the past years, Washington Terrace has received 16 CDBG grants, which were used to purchase fire department equipment, a skid loader and a brush truck, thermal imaging equipment and breathing apparatus, seismic upgrades to 2 million-gallon water tanks, a restroom and a Bowery at Victory Park, the 4525 South sewer main replacement, construction of the Civic Senior Center and fire station, water main feeds, installation of water valves throughout the city, a cab and chassis for the fire department, an AMI water metering system, the removal and construction of the parking lot at Romer Park, and currently the sidewalk accessibility and safety project at the north end of Romer Park, and new playground equipment at Victory Park. The city has handed out its capital investment plan as part of the regional consolidated plan. This list shows projects the city has identified being needed in the community. That plan is available online, or that group is. So residents of Washington Terrace, we've received substantial amount of money over the past several years with 16 different projects. And so we're grateful for that. It's a lot of hard work. We have a good grant writing team that takes this very serious. I think the many years that I've been in here, I think we're well over 23 million in grants just for Washington Terrace alone in those 20 some odd years. So that's a lot of money for parks and for things that we really enjoy and that we really need. So we appreciate programs like this. So right now we'll turn it over. I announced kind of what it is tonight. We're gonna talk about. At this time, I will open up any questions for the council, and we'll go to that point. Any questions, council? Now, at this point, Amy, explain this to me. What we're doing at this point, though.
Oh, this is just a public hearing to receive input from the community on projects that they would like to see, or suggestions that the funds could go to.
So at this time, we're not allowed to suggest any projects. We're just getting suggestions from the public, and we're thinking up projects to do. Our staff, our public works people, our firefighters. Carlos is thinking of ways to spend money that we could receive on grants. So that's what we're doing right now. We're not announcing any projects that we have in mind at this point. So no questions for our council. At this time, I would like to open it up to any public hearing and invite anybody who would like to speak on this issue to come forward and state your name. Would anybody like to come forward tonight? Okay. Seeing no comments, we'll go back. We'll go back to council members. Any questions from the council? Seeing none, we do have one.
Yeah, my only question is there another way that the community can provide ideas in this process? This is the first meeting. There'll be other meetings. Before something gets onto the budget and we spend any money on that, we'd like to get ideas and input from the community. So short of this meeting, there'll be an opportunity each meeting to come and make a citizen comment that we could then consider for something that would fit this particular parameter where we can apply for a grant. And those of you that don't know, grant is free money. But we have to match a certain amount, but then it comes from county and federal funds into our city, helping keep our taxes low. So we would encourage any of you to contact one of us or come to city council meeting and share those ideas.
Okay. Cheryl?
Just so that, again, the public knows that we do have a 5-year plan and even a 10-year plan, that we look at projects that are needed in our city or things that we have projected as something that would be a benefit to the city, that when we don't have any input specifically in a meeting like this, we do have a plan that we adjust and look at those projects that have been identified within there. That plan is also available for you to look at. So we have some really great things happening within our city, and as we budget and plan for the future, those ideas are there, and they can be added to, adjusted, and changed as time goes as well. But we also can follow that plan if it still seems like it would be the most benefit to our community.
Thank you, Cheryl. Anybody else? Okay, no other comments. We will close the public hearing and we will move on. Are we legal, Amy?
We are, thank you.
Okay, Amy is kind of our head grant person, so she knows all these rules and regulations that we all must follow, and it's pretty tedious sometimes, but she does a great job for us. So thank you, Amy. Let's move on then to item number 7, citizen comments. Is there anyone that would like to come forward and give some citizen comments at this time? Nobody? Okay. Then we're going to move on to item number 8. Item number 1 is new business. And you guys have been way too quiet. Where's Coach Rowland? Coach Rowland?
Won't last forever.
Hey, come on. At this time, we would like to recognize the Washington Terrace Lakers Senior Pee Wee WFFL Mini Bowl champions. Yeah. All right. Coach Rowland, come on up. Come on up. You can get these guys fired up. I know you can. Go right there. Go on the other. There you go. Get on the microphone. Tell us a little bit about this year, and then let's get going.
Okay. All right. Well, this was a good year. I mean, we grew from about 22-ish players last year to about 28 this year. So that was huge. So the program's growing in that sense right there. But what's special about this year is we rebranded to Laker program, to Lakers, to be more in tune with our local high school, Bonneville High School, to get that unity going. So that was exciting. We also got kids from all over, and I think that's the most exciting. We actually have a Bonneville team here that the Terrace is supporting, and that's what we're so grateful that the Terrace is working with all kids here from South Ogden to Riverdale to Uinta, and of course our Terrace kids here. So honestly, I just want to give Carlos a round of applause one more time for that, because that's huge. So yeah, we started out 28, and Randy said it earlier. We didn't think we were going to finish with 28. We run a hard program. We don't go easy on them. We hold them all accountable. Since the second grade, we've been pushing them. Nacho's been here. He knows that. Braxton, they know Bowen, since second grade, we go hard, and it's gotten harder and harder every year. We started with 28, and we finished with 28. So that's very commendable to every kid here, which means they didn't quit. He came in to work hard, and they kept going through. So that's a big thing for every Laker kid here. So give it up for every Laker kid. So every week, it was week by week. We did hills every week. This is the first year we did hills every week, 2 times a week. They loved it. They loved the hills. They loved it. But we had some big wins. We beat a Morgan team that's been dominating our age group. We beat a solid Davis team. And then Box Elder, which was very tough, and then a huge, awesome mini bowl championship. So it was a great undefeated season that these boys earned. They worked hard every day. They kept their grades up. They didn't complain. Much. Not to my face. Not to my face.
Yeah.
Not to my face, at least. Not to my face. But everything, they earned it. We just couldn't be so proud of them. The parent support, we're always grateful for the parent support, letting us hold your kid accountable, letting us get on them and build them up, and just letting us hang out with him. This week I was a little sad. I wasn't hanging out with him all week. I was kind of bummed out, to be honest with you.
Hey,
I thought
wait,
it was gonna be a nice break, but I was sad.
Coach, hold on. I saw you Saturday down
Oh, yeah, and
at
then
a service project, and I saw a few of these guys down there, so thank you.
Yep, absolutely.
Appreciate that.
We had a few kids there giving back to, because we're just so grateful for Romer Park and the recreation program here, Mayor. This is
Yeah.
it's just a great program.
That's great.
It's awesome.
That's great. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. I know you've got coaches. How many coaches do you have, Roland? I'd like those coaches to stand up.
In total, we have
Well-
6. We got 1, 2, 3. 2 aren't here right now.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, but we have 6 coaches.
You have 6 coaches put in.
We got former Councilman Randy Ferlin,
Yeah.
Mike
Yep.
Thomas, Josh Boney, Adam Jones, and then Josh Taylor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense.
All right. Okay. That's great. And we learned a little bit about this program from Carlos tonight. All the other sports, they practice 1 or 2 nights a week. How many do you guys practice? 4 nights. And get a little night off on Monday, and then 4 nights practice and big day on Saturday, every Saturday. That's awesome. You guys do a great job. Great job. Thank you. Thank you. I just like to thank the parents that are all here tonight. Parents, great support. Appreciate that. I see a couple grandparents. Great support. You know, great grandparents. Yeah, there we go. Okay. And siblings. Everybody, you know, participates, right? This is awesome. And to see the support that you young men get from all these people is just amazing. And I love it. I love it. We're going to do, I think like we did last year, we got some certificates, real nice certificates for you gentlemen. Signed by city council members and the mayor and the city manager. So you can put that on your wall right next to your last year's one, right? Put it in a nice big frame. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to have Coach Roland kind of take these, and then why don't you stand up there, Coach, like we did last year. And yeah.
Young men, can we get you guys to huddle up over here for us? Stand right up over there.
Okay. Council, we're going to go down here. We're going to shake their hands and just come through.
Hey, Mayor, do you care if I say something really quick?
Hold on, Randy.
It wouldn't be a city council meeting with me unless I took the time to thank Carlos. Okay? Really quick, we've highlighted our boys and what they've done this season. Their season starts in July. They practice 3 to 5 times a week. They run those hills at Romer Park. If you haven't done it in a while, don't. It'll kill you. But they showed us that it's possible. And their hard work paid off, making them mini bowl champions. But one thing we learned from the cities that surround us is that not every city has the support that we have in Washington Terrace. We're very thankful for you, Carlos, and what you've done. You're a consistent advocate for our program. You help keep our registration fee affordable so that our families can continue to put their youth in these sports programs. You advocate with the league on our behalf. You even attend our games on Saturdays. You make the drive to Box Elder on a Saturday morning. You make sure we have what we need to be a successful football program. The level of support that we have is something so much greater than the other teams have. And so we are mini bowl champions together. Thank you, Carlos.
Now, I just wanted to add, like, this for sure is history. I know that there's a claim that there's a Terrace Titan championship back in the 90s. We still in question mark, but this is back-to-back championship. That's historic for the Washington Terrace Lakers. So. All right, so just go ahead. This is me.
Oh, that's you.
Okay, as you guys hear your name, if you guys could come down and give each of these guys a high five. Okay, come right down the line, give them a high five. Coach, he's going to give you your certificate that he's going to call out, okay? We clear? I'll give the certificate. Mayor's going to give the certificate. Oh, I stand corrected. So, cool. Okay, Coach?
Okay. We got Nico Murillo. We got Wesley Afubai. Jeffrey Bancroft. Connor Call. Hudson Ferlin. Alavini Latu Peters. Giovanni Murillo. Cooper Munns. I don't see him. Vincent Reyes. No. Nope. Hunter Cannon. Jamin Lesko. Orlando Rodriguez. Cruz Williams. The Jamaica Havili. Joseph Sandberg. Bodie Stone. Lyric Garcia. Cameron Bristol. Oh, he's not here. Dominic Alvarado. Ignacio Nachito Gomez. Jariah Salipaga. Reese Nelson. Bowen Taylor. Bridger Red. Max Thomas. Zayden Mefua Boni. Noah Montañez. Braxton Lopez.
Good job.
Thank you, very appreciate it.
Good job.
What we need you guys to do, we got a little photo op we want to try to do. So, we're going to move these tables back a little bit. We're going to have some of you guys take it out a little bit. A couple of you guys stay on the floor. So, up and down. power clap on 3. Boom, right? You guys with me? 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Good job. Right there, guys. Bounce back. Just put it down to the table. Okay, look up, and we'll share some of these with you guys so you guys got the real deal. Don't they have a thing? You guys gotta do the thing. You gotta do the thing like you own it.
Next time, I get you.
Geez, no kidding. Hey, we have about another hour's worth of business. If anybody would like to stick around and just sit around, watch us do business for an hour or so. Okay, never mind. Thanks, everybody.
Mayor, from next time, either let's move to flag so they don't win anything, or if they win something, let's give them like a gift card or something. That piece of paper feels kind of crap. I know, like $10 gift card, something. Crumble cookies, whatever, anything. Yeah, or that.
Lieutenant, you better bring it. Don't be boring.
Okay, you gotta follow that.
Do you have a cheer? That's what we really want to know.
Okay, neither was Euless. He had to stand up the whole time. Sorry, Euless. We should have warned you. Come early. Come real early. Hey, that's awesome. Well, let's get back to serious business, darn it. So, well, they may be back next year. You never know, right? They got one more year, I guess, in the program, so they may be back next year. So, we'll hope so. Keep our fingers crossed. All right, let's move down. Item 8.2, presentation, Sheriff's Office Quarterly Report. Lieutenant, thank you.
This is going to be much lower energy than
Oh,
what's happening.
come on.
I'm very sorry. I have a lot of caffeine. Yeah, I'm growing a mustache. Let me report that to the city. And
The older you. Yeah.
I'm sure you guys have noticed or seen it. This quarterly report's a little smaller than the ones I have been making. And part of that is just because it seemed like not to jinx anything, but Animal Control said it during their quarterly report last time, but this was just kind of a slower, quieter quarter for the city, for us too. So I just wanted to point out, as I usually do, a couple of the more notable calls, right, that you guys see in those reports we send out. Arson is always one that kind of grabs the eye. This wasn't anything terribly exciting, but just, I believe it was right around July 4th or 24th, some kids set fire to a dumpster at the Playhouse. They had taken a bunch of fireworks in there and set them off in the dumpster, and that, started the fire. So there's video of it and everything, but we were never able to identify the juveniles, but that's what the quote-unquote arson was. But I just wanted to talk about that, especially with the other fires we had. I wanted to clarify what that case was. And then another really interesting case that turned into something a little bigger. At one of our apartments here in the city, 3 suspects show up to the resident's door. They start banging on it. They're wanting a car back that they claim is theirs and that they think these people own, or that these people have. They're pounding on the door, threatening to kick it in, threatening that there's a knife somewhere that will be used, right? At one point, a guy, either, it's unclear whether he exactly threatened to call ICE to these people or that he was ICE. He wasn't dressed like law enforcement or anything. He wasn't impersonating. But once they kind of realize they might be at the wrong place, they leave. The deputies intercept the car, get them stopped. The one who was making all of these threats of violence, he was arrested. Another suspect, turns out, was a registered sex offender who was, at that moment, violating his registration, sitting next to the 13-year-old girl in the car that he's prohibited from being around. So kind of just something that turns into a neighbor a disturbance at an apartment into, felony charges. And kind of a bigger deal. Definitely a scary thing for the residents. It turns out the suspects were at the wrong apartment. They had no idea who these people were. The residents did not know them. It was a Hispanic family, so they were certainly, very disturbed by and upset by, the threats about ICE, and especially in the current climate. But we caught them, and all is taken care of. So that's great. As we go forward, there was another incident this quarter at Ogden Regional. It got reported as I guess you'd call it a threat, and the hospital chose to put themselves into lockdown for most of the day, and that was against some of our advice after we consulted with them and explained the facts of the case. And I think there was a little bit of confusion between the hospital administration and the sheriff's office. Again, it wasn't our advice for them to stay in any sort of lockdown or anything like that. We had no credibility to this threat that was made. It was a very upset family member who made some statements to another family member in the car about their mother passing and blaming the hospital. And that person never came to the hospital. They were dropped off long before getting there. And of course, when the deputies were able to find him and question him about it, it was that he had just been so upset that he made these ridiculous statements to his, I believe it was his aunt that he was in the car with. But that was certainly a big to-do the day of, but that case didn't even result in any charges just because we have no way to prove his intent, right, or his intent to carry out those threats. So that's it for the notable cases of the quarter. And then I'll go really fast across the categories of the offenses. Overall, as you look across all of these, you'll see that compared to quarter 3 in 2024, quarter 3 of 2025, almost everything is down. Up to and including, assault cases, thefts, drug offenses, burglaries were up. We had 0 in the third quarter of 2024 and 4 in the third quarter of 2025. Property damage type cases down, DUIs down, runaways even down, which is kind of surprising given that school has started. Fraud cases went up, but there's an uptick of fraud reports just, it seems like, every day.
Can you define between what a burglary is compared to a theft? Because they are listed separately there.
Yes. So a theft is just depriving someone of their property. A burglary is unlawfully entering or remaining in a place to commit another crime. So theft is included, assault, right, and then a whole list below that. So you might have, it's common to have burglaries and thefts together, right? But a burglary is the unlawfully entering or remaining part with that intent to commit another crime. So that is the distinction, in the culture, burglary, robbery, and theft all get used in the same way, and they're very different things. A robbery is a theft with the threat of force or the use of force, right? So pulling out a knife to steal something from someone would be a robbery. Shoving someone down while you steal whatever thing it may be from them would be a robbery. Threatening someone that, hey, I'll kill you if you don't give me your purse, right? That kind of thing. That's all robbery. So. And then same with the public peace crimes, the traffic cases that are not crashes or DUIs. Those are down. So just overall traffic incidents. And part of that especially is usually a proactive type of case. I'm sure that the decline relates a lot to our staffing issues that we've had over the last year. So I've started, and I'm going to continue to, I'll start building in other types of cases, including heat maps. This time I just started with traffic stops, as I made sure I knew how the software worked correctly. But I'll be happy to include any other case types that you all are interested as we go through each quarter, or if you have a specific need or question at any given time, I got that figured out. So if there's specific types of cases you'd like to see heat maps for, please let us know, and I'll start including those. And then really the last thing I have is just a reminder that we're having the Sheriff's Office is having our city partner meeting next Wednesday, the 12th. At 6 p.m. at the Sheriff's Office. So that's all I have. If there are any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. Okay.
Just an observation. It's kind of interesting looking at this heat map that south end of the city, there's not a lot of traffic stops.
No, there's not. I noticed that too.
There's a lot of high-speed traffic going through there.
Yes, there is. And I'd be happy to direct the guys to focus more over there, right? And the traffic unit, once they know of an area that we want extra patrolled, they are happy to go hammer it. Not only be visible as a presence, but also do some more of that proactive, focused traffic enforcement. So I will definitely pass that along. I thought the same thing you did.
Yeah, it seemed a little bit off there.
Yes. And part of the heat map is it may be slightly distorted in its representation because where we're stopping people, in this city, you're usually pretty close to where the violation happened, right? We're not having to, people aren't going at high speeds. The speed limits aren't high enough that, you're driving super far to catch up to someone to make the stop. But still, 5,000 is certainly pretty far away from that south end. So I don't think most of the time that's where they're going, right? I don't think it's taking them that long to catch up and make the stop. Just a minor note.
No, I like the way this is laid out.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Questions? Lieutenant, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate that very much. Let's move on. Item 8.3, motion/resolution 25-22, approval of 2025 moderate income housing report. Tom.
So we learned that we actually have to have the moderate income housing report approved by the council. You have received copies of those, and we've kind of been discussing that for quite some time. But the report has been sent in. It was sent back. You guys received the email that it was accepted and successful in its delivery. But we just need an approval of that from Mayor and Council.
Okay. Thank you very much. Any questions on that from Tom? Seeing none, we'd entertain a motion to approve resolution
I move
25.
to approve the 2025 moderate income housing report.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? This will be a roll call. Amy?
Councilmember West?
Yes?
Councilmember Thomas?
Yes.
Councilmember Chris Hansen?
Yes.
Councilmember Zishan?
Yes.
Councilmember Parkinson?
Yes.
Okay, that is unanimous. Thank you very much. Item 8.4, motion ordinance 25-5, repealing and reenacting of section 5.05.010 of the Washington Terrace Municipal Code for the business regulation of the retail sale of alcohol and tobacco products.
Okay, we went through this in a work session, and just wanted to bring it forward that the intent with this is to give a greater sense of awareness and some tools for the code enforcement personnel to be able to regulate the signage and advertising of tobacco and alcohol products. And this will align with state law and will continue to align with state law. So when state law changes, we won't have to go in and change our ordinance, but it is to reflect that going forward and help to at least regulate that as much as reasonably possible. The reasonably comes in is doing the calculations on window space and the appropriate citing for violations and balancing with our code enforcement's capacity and time. So there is some balance there. There will be some give and take on what it will take to manage the program, but it would be part of Martin's responsibilities for code enforcement and that kind of work.
Good.
So tomorrow, when this gets passed, a dose of patience as we work through that. The details would be terrific.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Cheryl has a comment, Mayor.
Sure.
It only makes sense that any businesses that this would be affected would be notified of such a thing, or that it is their responsibility to also be in compliance. So it would be something, we have a few businesses that would affect, and noting that as we adopt this, I would, again, believe that they would have looked at what the state requires anyway and have to be in compliance there, and so it shouldn't be brand new to them is what I'm saying. It should be something the state has understood, they've seen through there. Is that correct?
I don't know how new or old their understanding is of it. Some may or may not be regarding it as something that's very serious. We will be letting them know, giving them the parameters and what they need to do to be compliant, in them taking the responsibility to measure their window space, their advertising space, and what percentage they're using, so that they can take a proactive measure in becoming compliant before we go in and start calculating for them. Maverick is I would imagine, like you, probably pretty up to speed on what they may or may not do. The couple others that we have in the community may or may not understand what those regulations are. So we'll be at least at first communicating with them to let them know what those regulations are and what we expect.
That would be Mr. Nish that would be the one that would contact you.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And present the information.
Yeah.
Thank you very
Yep.
much.
Okay. Question? Anybody else? Jeff?
Just one, and it's just really a typographical error. Section 300 General Advertising Regulations, subpoint B, 2. Just a spelling error there. Okay. Other than that, everything else is great.
Oh, yeah. I'll clarify that.
Okay.
Caught it. Amy put that in there just to see if you could catch any of us. So, good job, Jeff and Jill.
I didn't see it.
Oh, Jill
Put
just
it out.
confirmed.
Oh,
it.
Somebody's been doing their
I
homework.
missed that.
You were going to do the same.
No, I totally missed it till you pointed it out, and then
Oh,
it was like glaring.
Yeah.
Page 2 of it.
So, okay, great. Any other comments, questions? Seeing none, roll call vote, Amy?
Anyway,
we have a
Probably
motion?
need a motion.
There wasn't a
Oh, we
motion.
didn't have a motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve ordinance 25-05, repealing and reenacting section 5.05.010 of the Washington Terrace Municipal Code for the business regulations of the retail sale of alcohol and tobacco products.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Okay, further discussion? Seeing none. Amy?
Councilmember Thomas,
Yes.
Councilmember Christiansen,
Yes.
Councilmember Zishan,
Yes.
Councilmember Parkinson,
Yes.
Councilmember West.
Yes.
Okay, unanimous. Thank you. Thank you, Amy.
Mayor, one last note on this.
Yes.
Appreciate the effort that Councilmember Thomas and his wife do with Communities That Care. And with their work with Communities That Care, this has kind of been in the front of their mind for things that can directly impact or help to impact the youth of our community. So Councilmember Thomas approached staff and said, hey, could we look at this? Could we take a gander at what this looks like? So we worked together. We worked together with Bill, our legal on land use, and came up with this ordinance. So appreciate Councilmember Thomas and the way that he approached us and said, hey, could we work with this and take a look at it? There was it was a nice opportunity to kind of work together and say, hey, what are we trying to accomplish here? Well, based on kind of the premise, and correct me if I'm wrong, is like, here's Communities That Care. What are some baseline things that we can do to help? And if it was on straight, safe routes to schools specifically, we could have some more restrictive requirements on that. I looked up the safe routes map with Weber School District and was not successful in finding the map. So I'll have Tannen find that for me. He'll find it in 3.7 seconds, and then we'll know whether or not that is a specific route on their plan. That I don't know. So just a little side note, and it's good to work with you on that project.
Thank you. Good, great. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. Okay, move on now to council communication with staff. Mike, we'll start with you.
So I had a couple residents that thanked me for, they noticed new cameras coming up 300 that were fog cameras, but I let them know that was Riverdale, not us. But then when they caught on to that, they asked me, is there any way that we can get more in a few different areas in the city, such as by some of the school zones that we see the heat map with, there's a lot of traffic and everything going there. So could we get some by some of the schools, the front and back of them, and maybe even on 300? That way we have more of that visibility. If we need to help the sheriff's department, they can't have that as a safety protocol.
Let's bring that up through the budget process, and with the council retreat coming up, having that at least somewhere in the back of our minds and talking about the community safety on the policy priority for community safety. Obviously, there's a budgetary impact for that, but certainly something that we could look into.
Okay. And that's all I got.
Okay, thank you. Jeff?
First thing was, and I know this is Rocky Mountain Power, but I was contacted by a couple of residents about some streetlights that were out. It was very apparent on Halloween night that there were 2 consecutive lights out, so there was a section of 5500 that was really dark. I've reported both of those and heard back that they've opened up a project on that. They got back to me today, said that there's a work order, whatever, to fix those.
That's really good to know, because we have been asked by Rocky Mountain Power that when a resident sees some lights out, contact them directly with their report process, their protocols. How did that protocol work for you?
It was simple. You do need to know what the pole number is. It asks if you report it on their website, and each pole has a little license plate number on it. So I told the resident the same thing. I said, I'll take care of these because they were near me. So I walked over, took a picture, and submitted the reports. But
Terrific.
the other is, I was also contacted, speaking of lights, by some neighbors saying, why doesn't Washington Terrace have any kind of holiday lighting? Other cities around us have that, and there's some effort to maybe get some community interest in putting up some holiday lighting. And inasmuch I've spoken to a couple of companies that do that, there will be a guy coming through the city, send him some pictures around City Hall and maybe on the posts, just to kind of get an idea of what he could do for us, and I'll get a bid on that. But kind of wanted to bring that up and let you know that there's some citizens are saying, hey, we should put a little holiday cheer in our city.
You mean that one string of white lights around the eve of City Hall doesn't quite
It
cut
might,
it?
yeah,
It's pretty good.
it is
It
good.
does look
I
like
think they're
it's a
amazing.
start.
I thought we do our lighting on the 25th Street. You know, that one?
That one.
Yeah, it's ours.
So anyway, I'll give you that feedback. I don't know if there's been an appetite to do something like that, or if there's been more comments, but
Well,
anyone else? that
I had
kinda comes in?
comments, and then you and I went and talked to the guy at the week meeting, but he didn't get back to me.
Yeah,
So
well-
glad he got back to you.
Yeah, well, yeah, and that guy he doesn't really do that. And, well, the one guy was really expensive. So I contacted some people that do residential, and they're just interested in hanging it on the eaves. But I was actually at the store out in Layton, buying some lights, actually. And a couple of guys came in that do this, and this guy's been doing it for 20 years, and he's done all kinds of special projects, done municipalities, privately owned business, and he's interested. And I said, well, he showed me some of his work, and I said, well, you know, that $4 million budget you had out at Miller Sports Park, ours is a little less than that.
Just a touch.
So he's aware of that, but,
Okay, okay,
so we'll see what happens with that.
okay. And again, that would be something to bring up during that budget process.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Okay, good thoughts, Jeff. I like that.
That's
I
all
like
I
that. Okay, Cheryl?
My turn, okay. 5350.
Yeah, no kidding.
It was
Yes.
exciting to actually drive down the road. Well, first off, it was the other day walking down there, and there were crews there putting the little cement around the little meters and things in the street, and there were the groups that were laying the sod and getting some of those finalized things there, and then to drive down today and have the cones removed, and at least they were at the side of the road. I did have a couple of people that were concerned about some of the rocks and some of the debris that had been left, but I couldn't see it, so maybe it's been cleaned up since then. I don't know if our public works guys went down there and just made sure that the gutters were cleared and things, but that might be just one thing to ask them to just drive and make sure anything like that is not left. Just a visual, just check on that part.
You
But
bet.
it sure looked pretty good, so yay,
Good.
it was wonderful to have that thorn in our side removed.
Yes, and just a little update on that. The first street that will be swept by our crew will be that street. Just as far as making sure any other little gutter stuff is left over, our street sweeper is going to do that very first on the list. Talked to Jake actually about that today. I didn't command him, I just asked him what's the plan, he said, we're going to do that.
And that will start when? When will they do the street?
Don't give me the hard questions.
I
Just the general. It should be in the next week or so. Pretty soon, sooner than later. So, yeah, let me check.
And kind of a tandem to that goes along with our citywide cleanup that is in this month. And is there additional ways of advertising? Is it online? I haven't gone online since returning from far away to double check, but just make sure it was there. Have we posted things here in the city office building, you know, that the fall cleanup is in process, things like that, to just make sure that it's advertised well, making sure that our public knows that what's happening with the fall cleanup.
Okay. Okay, we can circle around and make sure where that's at. They had some great, speaking of that, they had some really good response starting on Saturday for the November 1st day. It was the first day that I was open. They've had a very consistent show up of dropping off stuff. In fact, they've filled two of the roll-offs at this point. So people are using it. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah, so they're even, I heard that today too. They had to get rid of the 2 roll-offs. They got to call and get 2 more.
Yep.
I said, "They've been going 3 days." You know, so
That's all I
they
That's
said
a good sign.
Saturday
And it
was
didn't
busy.
include any tumbleweeds, except for a tiny little bit, from
There you go.
Romer Park.
There you go. They got burnt all up yesterday.
Yes, and I
That's good.
had the chance to run down to Romer and
Good.
see our fire department in action. It was
Yeah.
less than exciting,
It was less than exciting.
but
As
it
it
was
should be.
underwhelming, 3 piles of stuff anyway.
Yeah.
But to see the number of workers there and the progress that's coming along, I do have a question that came to mind, is there's a whole lot of hillside there. And I don't remember, my brain didn't recall how we're going to cover that hillside. Is it xeriscape? Is it, because you had sent out something about putting down something that goes on the property. Are we, what's happening with that whole hillside? Because that's a lot of property,
That
and I don't want
is.
to weed it.
And there's going to be a lot of service opportunities on that hill.
I don't
Over
want to
the years.
weed it.
What we're going to try to do is, we're trying to establish some UDOT type grass that's going to grow fairly low. We're going to try to seed with both the grasses and some wildflower type stuff. And it will take several years to get that dialed in to where it's reasonably presentable. Because it will be tumbleweed park for a long time. So we'll just have to keep plugging away at it. It was interesting, we had a pretty good showing on Saturday, and under 2 hours, we had it knocked down. So if we can keep some help on that, it's going to be a handful for sure. But
A lot of property.
no question. But while we're on that, I'll kind of take care of some of my items as we go. But they will be wrapped up at the end of the week. As far as the contractors are concerned, they'll be done. Their goal is by Friday, done. So they've made good progress on it. They were very responsive to the things we needed. And if you haven't had a chance to go down there and try some of the walking path yet, I think we've got something that's going to work out pretty cool on that. It's not asphalt, but it is well compacted, an earth product that compacts really, really well. So yeah, all of the softball is in. We have signs still up right now, just while they're working. It says, "Hey, it's under construction. It's not quite open yet, but if somebody goes to use it, we're not going to have a heart attack." We're anticipating doing a official opening with the ribbon cuttings and everything else in the spring, so that we have time to get things in order. You just don't know what the weather's going to be this time of year, and if that ribbon cutting would have worked out nicely in the next week or so. But next spring, we're anticipating April doing official ribbon cutting, but we're certainly not going to do anything to prevent anyone from using it, between now and then. And so, anyway,
So those shade tables are here? The
they
shade
are
tables?
still to be delivered.
Oh,
So, yeah,
it's not
we
quite-
contact them almost daily.
Not
It's like,
quite
well, yeah, they'll. So if we could get the shade tables to show up, we could put a pin in it.
Okay. Did that bathroom ever get opened?
We
Did
haven't opened it yet.
Okay.
That's
Oh.
not to say we can't,
Well, yeah,
but
don't we normally lock all bathrooms
it'll be coming up
come
shortly. that it'll be
November-ish
locked up. Yep.
first? I thought so.
As soon as we get the
Okay.
temperatures where at night we have an extended period of freezing, then all of them will be shut down.
Okay.
Carlos may have an input for us. I
Okay.
saw a hand go up.
Yeah. Oh, they are closed for the season.
Are the porta potties gone now too? Are the porta potties gone from the parks too?
Okay.
Okay.
Jeff?
Just before we leave that topic, great selection of plants down there. It looks good. That it's not just kind of something plain. There's a
Yeah.
variety, there's different textures, colors, types. It's gonna look good.
We hope that they all survive well.
Yeah.
That's always exciting. But they blended a topsoil product, along with, as Chris Wilkinson says, humanure, which is the compost that we get from the Weber transfer station, which comes from Central Weber Sewer. So it's a compost. It's been, softened down a little bit. Well, no, let me back up. We get the hot stuff from Weber, Central Weber, and then we mix it with the soil. So we don't get the compost for that, pardon me. But we do tone it down a lot because it is very, very hot if you just went straight biosolid on it. But they blended that in all of the plantings, so we're hoping that gives them a boost to be able to grow into those areas where there's unfortunately some not so great soil. In fact, horrible soil.
Yeah. Good. Okay, good. That's good news. Good news. Anything else, Troy?
That's everything.
Z?
I'm good today.
You're good? Okay.
I have a few things.
Okay.
First of all, I received an email from a high school student who might be with us today, Sam Chow.
We did get your email.
So I just wanted to read his email and bring to the council his suggestions. Hello, my name is Samuel Chow. I am a government student at Bonneville High School. For an assignment, I need to contact a representative. The issue that I want to talk about is going automated for yard waste. It would save the garbage truck drivers from hurting their backs when they are collecting the yard waste, and it would be cleaner for our sidewalks and gutters with a bin, and it's easier to move on the ground. This is a suggestion that the city and Republic Services should collaborate. Thank you for your time, Samuel Chow. And so this is for the annual yard waste cleanup, his suggestion to go work with Republic and see if there's a way that we can go automated for that. And I really appreciate Samuel and his commitment to being involved in the city. That's a great thing for someone so young. Thank you.
Thank you.
I also wanted to thank Mike for his Mike, you were asking about making sure that we were on JustServe for our latest community activity that we did with the tumbleweeds, and I thought that was a great contribution. So thank you, Mike, and thank you, Tom, for following up and making that happen. I had a citizen reach out wondering what was happening with the property in 5000 that was the print shop and has been sitting, if there's been any traction with the landowner there to move forward on a project.
Not yet.
Okay, that was what I thought as well.
Where the vacant lot is, that's still in limbo.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the one down on 56, 57, they're still working, Tyler is still working with their civil engineers on their processes to keep moving forward with that. So that is happening.
Okay.
While we're on that, 5580, I've said it 100,000 times. Anyways, their goal is to have that building dried in before winter really sets in. So they're moving along well on that project as well. So just a little something for you.
Cool. And then my last was a thank you to the sheriff's office. I woke up Tuesday morning, and also just to let everyone be aware, with my neighbors live part-time in Utah and part-time in California, and we had squatters that were deciding to move into their backyard and house. So I appreciated how quickly, I appreciated that there was non-emergency contact on the website and how quickly the sheriffs were able to arrive and help them know that they were trespassing. So,
Good.
but also to be aware that there are people out looking in our neighborhoods, looking for where they can make themselves to home. So be as citizens, be aware and meet your neighbors and know what's going on so that
You know, it wouldn't
that
hurt
doesn't happen.
Wouldn't hurt to put out a little nudge on some of our opportunities to share information is to say, hey, just keep your eyes open. Watch out for each other. It's basic, but it is important. So,
Yes.
Thank you, Phil.
That's scary.
I mean, after the sheriff was speaking with them, they were leaving with Costco-sized cases of toilet paper and water that they were intending to move into the house.
They were ready to roll. weren't they?
So it was very disconcerting.
Oh, my word.
And that was your next door neighbor?
I mean,
well, basically?
We're on a corner, but yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they look right into our backyard.
Oh, my gosh.
Just increased the homeless population.
Yeah, there you go.
How dare I?
My word. That's crazy. Okay. Anything else, Jill?
That is everything.
Great,
Thank you.
thank you very much. Okay, I do have one thing, council. I have with me here interlocal agreement between Washington Terrace and Weber County Transfer Station. I alerted you about this last time we met. So this agreement is going to come back to you at our next council meeting for approval. If you would like, I would encourage you to approve that so that we can keep our transfer station. The agreement is basically, except for two items, it's basically the same exact agreement that we agreed to about 2 years ago to participate with the transfer station that every community in Weber County agreed to participate to keep the tonnage up and to keep, the station vibrant. So now there's some competition out there. They don't provide the services that the county does, and so the county seems to be just slightly more expensive because it costs more to handle individuals dumping their garbage there, during the week, during Saturdays and whatever. That's not cost efficient. When a company's trying to make a lot of money, they just want tonnage. They don't want to waste their time with green waste or people dropping off a trailer and hazardous waste drop off and things like that. So we brought this to WACOG last night. All the cities are pretty excited about it. I'm just going to give you a heads up. Like I say, it's the same agreement except for purposes to keep that transfer station open. The terms of the agreement are a 5-year term to begin with. So it would go until December 31st, 2030. So we'd agree to a 5-year term and up to automatically renewed up to 4 times, so 25 years with that agreement. Here, as it says, either party shall have the option to terminate this agreement at any time, providing written notice of termination to the other party at least 2 years prior to the termination date. So it used to be 2 years and 6 months, but you can't run a program like that where you're like us. You're planning 5 years ahead to keep the thing moving. So cities were okay with that. They seem to be okay with that. There's a concern that we'll get in there and we'll have you for 5 years and then you'll raise the prices. Well, like us, it's more of a enterprise fund. That transfer station is not there to make money. It's there just to exist and to take your trash and to help you on all these other little personal trash runs. And it's, this transfer station is not run by, like I say, a multi-million-dollar investment company that wants to make money and just wants tonnage. So it's actually run by, they put together now a solid waste subcommittee that has commissioners on there. It has several mayors on there. So, and that's been going on probably for 10 years now. So really, fee increases, anything like that, are looked over by that subcommittee. So, it's nothing that, I worry about at all because, I'm not just going to go there and raise the prices just because they want to. I mean, if they're going to raise the prices, they have to because of transportation costs, things like that. So this is going to be brought back to you next week. So I'm just giving you a heads up. We don't usually try to approve these on the first time you see it, but you saw it 2 years ago, and I'm just giving you kind of a heads up because they would like this signed by December 31st. So if you do the math, we have one meeting left in November, and then we have one meeting in December. So we'd like to just get it out of the way next time we meet. And I feel like that's plenty of time. But we will have this copy of this in the packet, right? And he's already got a digital version. She'll have that in your packet next time. And if you have any questions, give me a call on that. Because I am on the subcommittee, so kind of know what's been going on. And so I'm all for it. And we need to solidify that so we can keep our extra services that we all need. Because we don't want this hillside down at Rover Park to be a dumping ground if they have nowhere to dump their trailer every Saturday, right? So, Cheryl.
Do you have much of a pulse on what some of the other cities are leaning towards, if they need to continue this agreement as well?
We had a discussion a month ago there that I kind of pled my case, and the county leaders did also, and it kind of perked the ears of all the mayors that were there. And yesterday when we brought this to them, they were all really pretty excited. We were a little concerned when he was going to bring this and say, hey, because 2 years ago when this was signed, the cities were, well, we don't know if we want to sign a 2-year deal. We don't. It took us a year to get this signed the first time. People were so, mayors were so, I don't know what they were afraid of. But actually yesterday they were all on board. I don't think we'll have a problem. If, only half the cities sign, we might have a problem. But they seemed all pretty excited yesterday, so I feel pretty good that we'll get probably all of them to sign that. So that's kind of how I'm feeling. I hope that comes through. But some of them may have a little difficulty and may not be able to get it signed till maybe January, mid-January. But we told them how easy it was. And that was a good point. Same exact thing, only 2 small changes. So look for that in your next packet, and I would appreciate your support on that to set a good example for all my peers that we can get things done here in Washington Terrace. But so pretty excited about that and get that done and get that turned in. And I don't have anything else, just a couple things on upcoming events, so we'll go to there. Tom, administration reports.
The last thing I have is, as you're aware, Republic Service has had a change in leadership with the passing of Mark. He had a tragic passing, that just a medical condition that took his life. So Reese DeMille was our former Director for Governmental Affairs, who had a person working with him, Ashley. Ashley was then working for Mark. Ashley was promoted to go to California and work in the same type of position with all of the significant regulations that they have in California to work with solid waste. Ashley then applied for the position, you know where this is going, that Mark held and was given that position. So Ashley is now our new rep with Republic Service. We met with her the other day. She came in and met with me, and also met with Cherie and Heidi, with them working with utility billing and can count and service level for the city. And Ashley seems to be is very engaged in what's going on and how she could be best supportive to us and what we're doing with, at this point, with the fall cleanup and with our general service. And so we're looking forward to working with Ashley for the foreseeable future and with Republic Service, and just want you all to be aware of the little change of leadership there. Okay. So she'll be terrific to work with. I think we've been able to pick up all of our other miscellaneous and sundry administrative report items, but thank you for your support, and I think that's a wrap for me.
Okay, great. Thanks, Tom. Let's move on to upcoming events then. November 11th, Veterans Day sneaking right up upon us. Offices will be closed on that Tuesday, next Tuesday, and also next Tuesday, next week. Next Wednesday, November 12th. Lieutenant mentioned this. This is a very important meeting, kind of our quarterly meeting with the Sheriff's Department. I forwarded Tom's forwarded the information, the invitation to all of you. This, I don't know, my feeling, this is definitely going to affect our budget.
Yeah. It will.
This is definitely going to affect our budget. I would like every one of you there, because when we come budget talks next year, it's going to be, you know, I want you to know what's going on, except one of you.
She can know what's going on.
And you, you're welcome to come, Jill, just to give support and to, when everybody goes crazy.
What's the location? Is it sheriff's office?
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Just
Sheriff's
like
Office.
before?
6 o'clock on West 12th Street. We'll probably,
It's on that west building, the training center.
Yeah, the training
So you
on
got the
the-
old one where the jail is, and that one on the west.
yeah, the west building. So please, please, if you can make it, I'd like to have you there. I don't know what else to say, but it will fiscally impact us, I'm sure. And it probably has to. I think we've fallen behind a little bit, and they have to do some catch-up. So, but we'll keep our fingers crossed. Maybe not. Maybe the commissioners have reached a solution, and we'll be all smiles when we come out of there. So, but we can all attend that. That will help next year when we start our budget talks. So, thank you for that. November 18th will be our next city council meeting. November 20th, planning commission meeting, tentatively. We might have one. Great, November 20th, might have one. And November 21st and 22nd, that snuck right up on us, is our council retreat. Right, Tom?
Mm-hmm.
Can you give us some times on those? That's Friday and Saturday.
Yep.
Can you give us some times on those?
Friday, there will be a little bit of food and beverage there, about 7:30. We'll start the meeting at 8 o'clock and go to, I believe, were we talking 3?
Yeah, 2 or 3, and then on Saturday, 8 to noon.
Like 8 to noon on Saturday.
Okay.
So we're looking forward to that. We'll have some agenda information out to you shortly. And looking forward to working with you again on that.
Okay.
That's always a great opportunity to
It's a great
To-
opportunity. It is a great
to
opportunity.
have a chat.
Yeah. So, yeah, love to have you all there. Again, that, you know, the knowledge we receive from that can help us all with our budget, you know, every year, help us on all other aspects. Tom, I would like to invite our new council member, if you're okay with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll reach out to her and see if she would have time to attend that
Yeah.
at any time during those 2 days.
When we did our drive around together, I mentioned the retreat and
Okay.
that we would love to have her and encourage her to join us for that.
Okay. Okay.
So, yes, and we will reach out again
Okay.
to make that invitation.
Okay, good. All right, thank you. And Jill, we're not pushing you out. You're more than welcome to come.
I will not be attending.
Because there's usually a lot of M&Ms and stuff.
There is a lot of M&Ms,
If
but I
that's
will
what
not.
you crave.
I do, but I won't be able to be there.
Okay.
We could find a burrito or something, maybe a taco, maybe a
You did pizza last year, and I was out. Like
Cafe Rio salad.
you didn't do
maybe?
Cafe Rio, so I
Oh
so
my
no more.
gosh. Picky. My word.
I won't be able to be there.
We could get some pretzels. Okay.
Okay. All right, thank you. And then November 27th and 28th already. Offices will be closed for Thanksgiving holiday. So that'll get us through November, and then we'll jump right into December after that. So we'll make it. We'll make it to Christmas, I promise you. Yep, it's crazy. Anything else, Council? Appreciate your attendance tonight. Appreciate your rowdiness during festivities with the football team. We appreciate that football team. It's great to see the camaraderie. Those kids will never forget it, especially back to back.
That's pretty
That's
impressive.
pretty incredible, and those kids will love each other for life. You know, never forget it. And those coaches can't believe the amount of time they put in, those kids, and the support they get from their families. So we appreciate them very much. If there's nothing else, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
We have a motion to adjourn.